Are we live? I'm not sure, but yeah, I think we're live. Wow, that was rare. Like Streamlabs worked at the first try, which hasn't happened in a very long time. Great, we're live. Welcome to Takamatsu. This is Takamatsu station over there. Takamatsu is the biggest city in Kagawa prefecture, which is the smallest prefecture in Japan. It's also one of the 4 prefectures on Shikoku, which is an island just south of Honshu. So yeah, for those of you who has followed me for a while, you know that I'm on a little work trip this weekend, but I'm glad I managed to get up early today and dedicate this morning to a little stream. So I was about to say without further ado, let's walk, but there's some further ado. I first want to say thank you to Wishful Walking Videos, because he's the mega sponsor of this channel, and people like him, as well as all my Patreon supporters, are super important to keep this channel running. So all love and blessings to you. Also, the same goes for all of you donating in the super chat to the new gimbal fund. Thank you so much. Also, I shall not forget to switch on the GPS tracking, because if I do that, I have to map this walk manually, and that's a bit of a hassle. So I'd rather handle that automatically, because yeah, since last week or so, I am sharing my walks with all my Patreon supporters. Let's see. Let's hope that this is working correctly now. I think it is. So I can show you this if you can see something more than my reflection. So here's where I am, Takamatsu. You can't really see Takamatsu, it doesn't show up on the map. There it is, Takamatsu. So it's on Shikoku, which is this island here. Lots of reflections. So in order to get here, I took a train from Tokyo, the Shinkansen, to Okayama, which is somewhere around here. Should be. I don't know why it's not showing up, but it's around here. And then I took another train over the Seto Ohashi Bridge that went all the way to Takamatsu. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's walk. So the plan today, so I'm starting here in front of Takamatsu station, which is close to the seaside. So first I will go down to the waterfront area and check that out a little bit. And then I plan to walk a little bit around the central parts of the city, because this city is supposed to have the longest shotengai in all of Japan. I read it somewhere. I should probably double check if that is true. Maybe someone can do that in the chat. But I did walk a little bit yesterday, and I did notice that, wow, they sure have some pretty impressive shotengai. So I will show you that. But since it's pretty early, those streets are still quite dead. So let's check out the harbor or waterfront area first, and then we can check out the city a bit later. And someone is asking for a weather update. Of course, how could I forget that? It says 8 degrees here right now. It will increase to 13. It was 4 degrees when I woke up. So pretty cold. I actually had to buy some warm underwear because I didn't bring any. And yesterday it was freezing as well. So I was looking for Uniqlo, but there was no Uniqlo nearby. But there was a Muji, so I went there and got some of their extra warm underwear. Or underwear, what do you say? Innerwear. Like, yeah. I think the longest shotengai in all of Japan is what I read. And from what I've seen, from my personal experience, it looked like that could actually be true. So here's actually the harbor, I guess the harbor terminal. Or at least it says towards the Takamatsu harbor. This is a hotel. I did get some long johns. Yes, I did. I did get some long johns, as well as this extra warm like long-sleeved inner shirt. So now I'm not freezing. I think we can go down this way. And also Takamatsu is, I've actually been here once before, and the reason why I went here, and I think the reason why many tourists come here, is because this is a good starting point if you're planning to visit Naoshima, which is a pretty well-known art island in the Seto Inland Sea. So you can take the boat from here, a pretty big ferry. There are also connections from Honshu that you can take, but I think this is maybe the only place, if you want to bring your car there, you can take the ferry from here. So Naoshima is a pretty wonderful place. I've been there 2 times so far. I wish I could go on this trip, pop over to Naoshima, but I don't think I have time for that. Does Takamatsu get really busy in the morning? So far, from what I've seen, it's a pretty different compared to Shinjuku station at this time. Pretty different from Shinjuku or Shibuya at this time. Also, this area is famous for udon noodles. So there are udon restaurants everywhere, and it's kind of interesting. Many of them close at like very early, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Many people eat udon for breakfast or for lunch here. So yeah, I had a couple of bowls so far. Can't say, and I'm sure many udon purists will hate me for saying this, but I can't say that I noted a massive difference in the udon here compared to the udon I've had in Tokyo. But yeah, so we are here. We started here in front of JR Takamatsu station, which is the last stop on the train lines here. Then they have their own little tram network here in the city, and probably some local trains going further east, but the JR line seems to end here at Takamatsu. So yeah, let's check out this area. Maybe should we go out on this pier? Check out this lighthouse? That could be fun. Let's do that. Also, let's see if we can find some coffee. Then I plan to check out this area, the ruins of Takamatsu Castle, and then continue further down here. Here's like where the city, central city is. So that's kind of the rough plan for today's walk, and I think we can make it like 90-minute one, potentially a 2-hour one. Let's see. Let's see. And sorry, the chat is very active, and I had some hiccups with my streaming software the other day, and I'm still not, I can only see a fraction of all the messages compared to before. I don't know how to sort that out. So it's a little bit more difficult for me to read everything that you are saying, but I will try to do so by using my second phone. And I got some super chats from Toronto. Have you been to Kazurabashi? I have not been. I don't know that place. I'm sorry. Also, thank you to Jenny and Pilot Girl. As soon as I said that I had some issues with my gimbal, you donated for new gimbal fund. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. These people must have a pretty nice view living up there. And I think it's like the last residential building in front of the ocean. Not bad. And so these islands in the Seto Inland Sea, or this area, is actually one of my favorite parts of Japan. I've only been for work a handful of times, But every time I come to do a bit of island hopping around here, I really enjoy it. I've only been in the summer, and in summer this area gives me a somewhat similar vibe to Italy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because this area is famous for lemons. There's lots of lemon trees everywhere, and so that's the case in Italy as well. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But there are lots of beautiful islands in this little strait here between Shikoku and Honshu. I would love to come here on another trip, like just to shoot a lot of videos. And I think this closest island here seems quite nice too. I haven't been on that one, but there's, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little kind of village here at the tip, which is supposed to be cozy. And you can get there quite easily by boat from here. Maybe if I have time, I will try to do that. I don't know, I'm going back to Tokyo tomorrow night, so I have essentially 2 full days here. Seto Ohashi Bridge, can we see it from here? Yeah, kind of. It's a little bit, it doesn't go like straight to Takamatsu, so the Seto Ohashi Bridge is a little bit further west, but I can barely see it from here. Maybe you can see those white thingies that sticks up from the horizon. I think that's the pylons from the Seto Ohashi Bridge. I'm so glad we have good weather, because yesterday was quite cloudy, so but today it's supposed to be sunny all day, so that's perfect. That's perfect. This is nice. If I lived in this city, I would probably come walking my dog here too, if I had a dog, that is. Kawaii. 岡山まで5時間ぐらい。岡山まではそんなにかからないですね。3時間かな ?3 時間半かな 3時間。あと岡山から高松まではあと1時間ぐらい。So the entire trip from Tokyo to get here was about 5 hours, including like 30-40 minutes of waiting time at Okayama station for my connecting train. Is Mini Explorer with you? No, the rest of the family is at home. Sadly, I would have loved to bring them, and we were actually thinking about it, if we should try to kind of combine this work trip and do a little family trip here as well. But for that, so just to get here one way by train for me alone was 20,000 yen. So 40,000 in total, but I will probably fly back home, which will be even more expensive. Flights are 30,000 yen almost. So yeah, to go here, all of us, would be quite expensive, and if we do that, we would kind of, it's not the kind of money you spend just to do on a little trip on a whim. But maybe sometime when we have a little bit more time, we can come here for like a week or so and rent some little house on one of the islands. That would be wonderful. Why so expensive? Well, it is expensive to travel domestically in Japan. The cheapest way to go here would be with a low-cost flight, which you can get from Tokyo. There are... thank you, Vidya Santoso, for the super chat. There are low-cost flights by Jetstar, I'm not sure if they're actually doing them now though. They could potentially be cancelled due to the pandemic, but you can fly here for like probably less than 10,000 yen, but then you have to do it from Narita, and just getting to Narita from where I live takes like 2.5 hours. And I think the flights, those low-cost flights, are usually in really inconvenient times as well, so like super early in the morning. So you know, it works if you're a budget traveler with unlimited time, but it wouldn't really work for a business trip like what I'm doing now. But yeah, travel domestically in Japan is generally quite expensive. Just going to Osaka is also like 15,000 yen or so. Oh, nice restaurant here. Mikaela. Yeah, there's highway buses too, but that's, to me, that's just pure torture. It's fine if you're the kind of person who can sleep on a bus, then you can take a night bus. But I can never. I'm pretty tall, and Japanese buses are pretty small, so yeah. It's about 200 US one way. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. And then hotel 3 nights was about also 20,000. So, you know, it's like the kind of money I spent on this trip is actually, you can have like a decent vacation in Europe for that kind of money. But anyway, it's work, so it's okay. So, okay, I don't know. Should I walk all the way out to the lighthouse there? I don't really mind, but I don't know how interesting it would be to you. Find Airbnb so much less expensive. It really depends. You can find really cheap rooms on Airbnb, but if you want like a nice place, Airbnb needs to be quite, like, I mean, business hotels are reasonable, which was a little bit nicer than the cheapest ones. I could have found rooms for less than 5,000 yen per night. Okay, sounds like you want me to walk to the lighthouse, so I guess I'll do that. Because these are also kind of public art. But yeah, if you're not familiar with it, I highly recommend that you look up Naoshima or the Setouchi Triennale. That's like the big art event that takes place around here. Yeni, okay. So it's a little bit cheaper, yeah, if you go with Jetstar, and I guess if you plan ahead, you can find cheaper trips as well. Did we have some buffering? Yeah, I'm not sure how good the signal will be around here, but to me it looks like the stream is working fine. Thank you, Don Kennedy, for the super chat. Looks like signal is weak. Is that so? Looks all good here on my end. That's weird. Like recently, I noticed that there's been a lot of times when you've said that it's buffering or signal issues, but here on my end, usually I can see. So I have like this constant number that tells me the current bit rate, and usually I can see when that number drops, then I know that but the last couple of streams I noticed that there's been mentioning of weak signals without any decrease in bitrate here on my end, so it could be like some issue with this app that I'm using, which is supposed to make my streams run smoother and more reliably, but maybe it's not really doing what it's supposed to. It feels like it's not working that well. Yeah, someone mentions Hokkaido reminds me of Korea. This is not Hokkaido though. This is Shikoku. Hokkaido is pretty far away from here, but maybe what you were saying was unrelated to the current images. Yeah, someone mentioned the Japan Rail Pass, which of course that's always like, if you're coming to Japan as a tourist, it's a no-brainer. Getting it is just, it's such a good deal if you're planning to travel around Japan. Unfortunately, us who live here, we are not allowed to buy it. Yeah, lots of people fishing around here. You need to prove that you're a tourist to get the rail pass. Yes, you do. You need to show them your passport, and you need to show them that you have a tourist visa. So they do check that. I think there might be a way around. If you're really eager to cheat the system, it's maybe not impossible, but yeah, that's not for me. Is it easy to rent bikes anywhere you go in Japan? I don't know. Not anywhere. I don't think it's easy to rent a bike like in all cities, but wherever there's like a bit of tourist infrastructure, and wherever they like places that are actually accessible to bicycles, then there's usually bike rental shops. So for example, on Naoshima, the island I keep talking about with all the artwork, it's a very hilly island, and they rent out electrical bicycles there. I rented one last time I went, and it was great. Except that the battery, so my bike, it was fully charged when I got it, but probably that battery had been abused, because it died when I was like on the opposite side of the island. And for those of you who has ever been on an electrical bike, you know that running those without the electric assist is it's a pain. It's not fun. And I had to do that on this hilly island in the heat of the summer. So yeah, it was not great, but it's a fun story, I guess. But if you do, I highly recommend that you should try to somehow verify that the battery isn't just fully charged, but also not like in horrible condition. I guess what we see here, that is probably Honshu. The strait is pretty narrow, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's Honshu that we're actually seeing at the horizon. Is it because the bikes are heavy? Yeah, electrical bikes are generally heavy, and they're not really designed to use without the electric assist. So yeah. I think there are some electrical bikes which are more like, they're built like regular bikes, and then they have the electric assist kind of bolted on, and those are more like, those can be used without the electric assist as well. But most of the electrical bikes that they use at these rental places are your average electric mamachari Panasonic bike, which is very common here in Japan. but those are not fun to run without the assist on. Ohayo gozaimasu. This little girl just saw me and laughed. A bit of wonder. I give you a shout out on my walk premiere today. Oh, thank you, thank you. Someone said my voice sounds different. If I have a sore throat. No, not a sore throat. But I don't know. Does it sound different? Yep, it's Sunday. So that's why there are so many. Look at this little fishing boat. Yes, Clayton, since April this year there are a few train passes that are available for us non-Japanese living here, but unfortunately, yeah, it's good if you're going like to the north to Tohoku, but I don't think there's any train pass that I can buy that would make traveling here any easier. Like they're really reluctant to give any discount on the trip between Tokyo and Osaka. At least that's my theory, because that's like, you know, that's the line that makes them so much money, and there are hardly any discounts on that little part. But that's also the route that connects, you know, Tokyo region with the west of Japan. So yeah. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. If there's one thing I really wish I could get, it would be like Japan Rail Pass. Then I would just travel so much all over Japan. But yeah, the Tokyo-Osaka route is worth so much, because that's what all the business travelers are using. So they really don't want to make it easier to travel there. Someone said the image is a bit blurry. Maybe, because I did lower the bitrate a little bit, because I noticed that the signal in this city is not great everywhere. So I thought if I lower the bitrate a little bit, then we're less likely to run into buffering issues. For those of you who really want to know the details, so I usually stream at 6,000 kilobits per second, but now I lowered it to 4,500. So about a 25% cut. But sounds like a lot of people are very happy, so I think it's fine. Okay, we went all the way to Lighthouse. Now let's go back. Greetings from Tyresö. We are not back. Okay, so sorry about that. The streaming is a bit unreliable, as always, but I think we're back now. think we're back. Yes, the signal is back. Wonderful. Can someone please write in the chat that people should just refresh the page if it's not working for them? Also, let me snap a photo here of this nice little lighthouse. Okay. About 200 viewers vanished because of the technical issues. Yeah, that's the bummer. That's the thing. Whenever I have those technical issues, then it does always mean that a lot of people disappear, but they tend to come back. They tend to come back. Let's see. Let's see. Actually, what I did now when we had that hiccup was I just switched off this app that's supposed to make my streams more stable by combining two connections. Now I'm not using that. Now I'm just using one connection. And I'm using my Docomo SIM here because Rakuten does not have coverage in the city yet, not in the entire city center. So let's hope that Docomo can be reliable enough. Looks like this is a big industrial part, and then there's a playground over there. That would be kind of cool to check out. Actually, one thing that would be cool would be to try to walk the entire length of Kagawa Prefecture. Not in one day, but over a course of a few days. I think it's possible because, like I said, it is the smallest. It is the smallest prefecture in Japan. So shouldn't be impossible. Ah, the rescue rings. Oh wait, here's the ferry. That's the Naoshima ferry. That is the ferry that I took when I went to Naoshima a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Or maybe, yeah, it did have a very similar pattern. Ah, would be so nice if I could just hop on the boat and stream the entire day while going to Naoshima. Yeah, I wish, but unfortunately I have some work to do today, so can't spend the entire day together with you. Rakuten is more reliable than Docomo, I suppose, but only if Rakuten is available. That's right. That is right. And I don't know, I feel that Docomo is great in like more rural parts of Japan, but I think in the big cities or in Tokyo there's just so many people using Docomo, so it's just not that fast. Rakuten is much faster, but when you go to like the countryside, then Docomo is of course much better. That's why I have both. The Ferris wheel is actually a bookstore in a very industrial area. Really? That sounds awesome. A bookstore in an industrial area that's disguised as a Ferris wheel. I should go there. Stream break. It did for a brief moment, but only for like I don't know, a minute at most. But as always, YouTube can take some time to patch things back together. Another thing that's broken right now is my horizon. I will try to sort that out. Let's see. Quite old and not that interesting. Oh, I see. Adjustment. Can I do this? I think I can. Yeah, wonderful. Now I think the horizon is a little bit straighter, right? Yeah, whenever there's like some technical issues with the stream and the signal drops too much, then restarting your YouTube app or reloading the YouTube page if you're using a regular browser is usually a good idea. But now let's head into the city center. It's 10 o'clock now, so hopefully some shops are open by now. Also, Olive, you are here, right? I just saw something that could be of interest to you. Just a moment. Gimbal is on the list to be replaced. Well, I don't know. I've been using it a lot, but it's just, I don't know. This morning I had some like before the stream I had an issue with it, which I've never had before. Look, the Olive line. Olive, you should take that. You should take the Olive line. Oh, look at this little, very tired dog. Must be very old. That's very cute. So actually, the reason why this thing is called the Olive line is quite interesting. So a little bit further that way, there's a kind of big island. Could be one of the, no, not one of the biggest islands in the Seto Inland Sea, but a pretty big island anyway, called Shodoshima. And Shodoshima has lots of olive plantations. It's famous for being like the number one olive oil producing region in Japan. I'm pretty sure that boat, the Olive line, goes to Shodoshima. That would definitely explain the name. Shodoshima is also a nice island. I've been there once. But it's so big that you need a car basically to get around. There's not great public transportation there, and yeah, it's too big to bike around. So you probably need, or you do need a car in order to get the most of it. But there's one kind of touristy spot, but still quite nice, which is this big olive garden. Where there's also like a Greek windmill that supposedly, I think, was gifted from like a Greek city or something like that. It's a little bit cheesy, but still quite charming. I'm sure you can find it if you just Google for like Japan Olive Garden or something, if you're interested. Japan has it all. Someone asked what's the smallest city I've been in Japan. I don't know. I think that question is difficult to answer without getting into a philosophical discussion about what is the definition of a city. This ferry, this is not the same. That's the one we saw arriving, the one that I think will go to Naoshima. So that one hasn't turned back yet. Good to see that almost 300 people are watching. Thank you. Thank you for joining me this morning. This morning in Takamatsu, Shikoku, Japan. Oh, and that's another little ferry. As you can see, this ferry, this harbor is quite busy. This one is pretty cool too. I like the striped pattern. How long are you here for? I'm going back to Tokyo on Monday night, local time. So I arrived here Friday night. So basically 3 full days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Here it says Shodoshima Naoshima Ferry Kippu Uriba ticket counter. I think they said Shodoshima ferry, so maybe this one is Shodoshima, not Naoshima. Striped ferry takes you to the closer islands of Megijima and Ogijima. Oh, I see. So that island, the closest one here. So that's the one I would potentially, if I have some time left, either later this afternoon or tomorrow, I might try to go there. In that case, I would probably record a 4K video, because my guess is that signal won't be great on the island, so I will not even risk trying to stream. Naoshima Ferry has the polka dots. That's right. It did indeed have polka dots. That's what I was thinking too. Like this one had this kind of, what do you call it? This more squared off pattern. I also remember the Naoshima Ferry had dots, which is a bit of a landmark sitting at. Katsuo tataki wa Kochi-ken. So desu ne. Kochi-ken is famous for katsuo tataki. But I'm not in Kochi-ken, I'm in Kagawa-ken, which is famous for udon. So, shall we check out this little park here with the castle ruins? I think that could be nice. And then we can try to hit the city center as well. And also, yes, coffee side quest. Indeed, a good cup of coffee would be very nice. Here we have some more public art. Interesting. Not sure about the Kansai Pass, but yeah, as you say, that would still not include the trip between Tokyo to Kansai, and that's the part that is so expensive. Lima coffee. Okay. Yeah, if anyone could research some decent coffee shops not too far from where I am now, that would be great. Okay, so here's a cute character that says welcome to Kagawa-kan, Kagawa Prefecture, and of course it's eating udon. So stream we tapped into the gaming industry. I don't know that much about the gaming industry, so I'm afraid I can't answer your question. Yeah, I think it really depends, like if the working conditions are good or not depends a lot on the company you work for. From just very unscientific anecdotal evidence, but from the people I know who work in the gaming industry, I feel that those who work for bigger companies tend to be treated worse. Smaller companies tend to be a little bit kinder when it comes to working conditions, but again, that's just very unscientific a very unscientific statement. Yeah. So, did anyone find a coffee shop? Check the chat while we wait here across the street. Traveling around Japan is very expensive, so I prefer to travel around Southeast Asia. Yep, that's true, Yamaguchi-san. It's like cheaper to take, to fly to Taiwan and spend a few days there than to, I don't know, to come here, which is kind of crazy. Near you. Let's see. Kitahama-cho has a great photo book store. Thanks. That sounds interesting. Pew pew. Pew pew. But first, let's check out this little castle ruins park kind of place. if I have to pay an entrance fee to get in here. Looks like I do, but I don't think it will be terribly expensive. Even that gorgeous garden I went to yesterday, I don't know if you have watched that video yet, but I posted a 4K video yesterday of a garden walk. That was a little bit expensive. That was 400 yen, which I would say is a little bit expensive. I expect this place to be cheaper than that. 200 yen. Okay. おはようございます。200円ですね。ありがとうございます。200 yen. Oh, it says welcome, written in flowers. How lovely. Yeah, let's see. I've actually been to this park. Like first time I came to Takamatsu, I came here, and I do remember that it was somewhat underwhelming. But still, why not? Maybe it will be more enjoyable this time. Okay, so there's some observation deck this way. Maybe there's a coffee stand somewhere with... Yeah, I'm not sure if there's gonna be a coffee stand in here. If I want coffee in here, I think my best bet will probably be a vending machine. But let's see if we can find something better than that. I won't be spending terribly long time in here, I think. Thank you, Vidya Santoso, covering that mission. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How many kilometers do you walk today? So far, not that many. But we'll see. Let's see if I have any. Okay, I walked 3.3 kilometers so far. It says my GPS tracking map. 3.2. I think I need to clean my lens. Getting an awful lot of lens flare. Okay, this little tunnel here is a bit nice, I guess. Oh, and there's some fish. They're not as vivid as the carps we saw yesterday. You know what? Let me just put my camera down for a few seconds. I'm gonna take out my real camera. I'm actually carrying my real camera today. Now since I'm here, I guess I should get a few photos as well. It's funny, like when Japanese people see someone with a gimbal, they always YouTuber. After all, there are other ways, other places to stream as well besides YouTube. But okay. So I dug out this little guy. I have my entire Nikon kit with me on this trip, but since now for the stream I didn't want to carry too much, so I left that in the hotel. Tiny camera, yes, but really good one. I really enjoy this one, the RX1R Mark II. I think Most of you would be quite surprised if you knew how much it is. It's tiny, but it's powerful. Buyers, thank you for paying my ticket. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, this is the castle remains. It's funny, like so many Japanese cities have parks like this, where there's either castle ruins or a replica of a castle. There's just a handful of cities that actually has the original version of the castle, because obviously it was destroyed. It's been destroyed in many cases, like during the World War or in some earthquake or fire or whatever. Castles are fragile, apparently. Let's walk all the way up here. See if it was worth the $2 admission fee to enjoy the view here. Oh, another ferry is arriving. Oh. Lots of fish heading to a party. Himeji Castle is #1 in Japan. Yeah, Himeji Castle is beautiful. It is, especially during cherry blossom season. But I'm also very fond of the Matsumoto Castle. I think that one is also not a replica, right? That one is quite... It looks quite rustic, but it's very beautiful. Choko-chan, ありがとうございます。そうですね、もし時間あれば尾道と宮島とかいろいろのところに行きたいんですけど、今回は仕事のためにここに来ました。明日の夜は東京に残念ながら戻らなきゃ。So if we look this way, we have this is more like facing the city center. There's a kind of castle looking building. Wayne, thank you for watching. Thank you so much. That's right, I forgot about the Kumamoto Castle. That one is quite impressive too. It's definitely one of the nicer ones. Looks like they have some like oldish buildings remaining here. Let's go down and check those out if we can, which I think we should be able to. Now that we did pay the entrance fee, I guess we should check out this place properly. We've been streaming for 1 hour, so if I do 1 more hour, I think we have time to check out the city center as well after this. So I think that's what we're looking at today. And it will still just be, well, before noon by the time that I wrap things up, which means that I have enough time to do what I'm supposed to do here. In terms of work. And then when I leave this place, I will try to figure out where to get coffee. Because I do crave a good cup. Ideally, a good cappuccino or latte. As I had a black coffee just before starting this stream. Photo shoot today. Yeah, I can't get too much into details, but I'm here for work. Photography work, yes. Umie, I see that place keeps popping up. I guess I should check that out. Oh, and here you can see the tram. Pretty sure this is one of the trams. These are pine trees, right? I'm so bad at trees, but I'm pretty sure these are pine trees. Takamatsu actually means tall pine, high pine, tall pine. So I guess there should be plenty of pine trees around here. Maybe this is the one that gave the town its name. Yeah, and where is Jari? That's a good question because it's his birthday today. But this time that I'm streaming at now is very inconvenient for him, so maybe that's why he's not able to join us. Oh, do we have to pay another? No, okay, that's for like if you want to go on a boat. You can do a little boat tour from here, I guess, for another 500 yen, which sounds quite reasonable, but let's not do that. Ah, Zenko Kitsune, thank you for bringing Japan to us in the US. Thank you so much for the super chat and for your support and for the kind words. Thank you. I keep mentioning this, but it's really people like you and everybody who contributes by supporting me through Patreon, etc. You are the ones who keep this channel running. Without people like you, there's no way that I could invest so much time into this little YouTube channel I have. So everybody who's watching should be very grateful for the tiny percentage of those who actually supports. But of course, if you don't have the means to support me on Patreon, that's totally fine too. But then at least click the like button. That's an easy way to also support this channel and keep it going. Yeah, Yari is not here, and also Takamatsu. That's funny. Takamatsu sounds so similar. Takamatsu, another one of my regular viewers, also has his birthday today, and one more. Yeah, 3 of my regular viewers are having their birthday today. That's funny. Yes, you're here, Takamatsu. Great. Happy birthday. I really hope we can meet up soon. I'm sorry that I've been so busy recently, but at least I have your email address now, so let's try to schedule something soon. It would be fun and interesting to hear your stories about your life as a trucker and also before you became a trucker. Okay, this park is not bad. It's not bad at all. I like the views, especially on a day like this. I think it's worth 200 yen. Tanjoubi omedetou gozaimasu. Okay, so this is apparently what it used to look like when there was indeed a castle. It must have looked pretty awesome from here. Please, people, don't write using all caps. Okay, so this, we can go this way. Ah, this is like cherry blossom trees over there. It's a sakura no baba, cherry blossom horse place. So I guess that's where they used to keep their horses back in the days. But there's no cherry blossoms now, so let's instead walk into this little kind of this place with all the buildings. Well, from Toronto, do you like to do onsen? Is Shikoku onsen famous? I'm not really that crazy about onsen. As I mentioned before, there's something that makes me uncomfortable when I'm surrounded by naked men. Is Shikoku famous for onsen? I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. Probably someone in the chat can give you a more detailed answer. When I think of famous for onsen, I think of either like Beppu in Kyushu or some areas up north in Tohoku. But there are onsens everywhere, so I would be surprised if there's not a few ones. Okay, Clayton Young says there's a big one in Ehime, Matsuyawa. Right, Dogo Onsen, right? Dogo Onsen, that's in Ehime Prefecture, which is to the west from here. Gero Onsen is in Gifu, right? Yeah, close to your hoods, wishful walking videos. So yeah, there's onsens everywhere in Japan, and apparently some famous ones here in Shikoku as well. Yeah, it's not a bad park, this. It is nice. Dogons, and that's the one that was kind of used as inspiration for Spirited Away, right? Yeah, I like to stay at places where you have your own private onsen, and ideally it should be outdoors. Then I do enjoy onsen. I'm not so fond of these like big baths. Like if there's a nice view, then I think onsen can be great. If it's just to sit in a hot bath with a bunch of other people, I prefer my own bathtub. Nice old building. I wonder if you're allowed to enter. Doesn't look at it, at least not right now. But maybe on some special occasions to let people in. I hate when that happens, when you try to avoid someone and that they take the same step in the same direction as you do, and then you do it again in the other direction, and again and again and again. So we're obviously not allowed to go inside here. Okay. Ma, I think we had a nice little walk here through this garden, but now let's head down to the busier parts of the city. I guess I'll just take the same exit as where I entered, even though I'm pretty sure that wonder if I'm allowed to walk here. Guess no one will get hurt if I do. So let's see which one. A bit confusing. That's where the nice shops are. Okay. This was not the exit.
Chào bác. Chào bác. Bố hỏi gì ạ? Đây. Đang đi kiếm.
Okay. I think the exit is down here. Maybe 500 yen was to get out of here. Yeah, by boat. You have to take the boat in order to get to the next level. No, now I'm back on track. I know where I am. I know where we're heading, and I think you know where I can get a good cup of coffee. So everything should be set. That looks a bit cozy. I wonder if you have to wear one of these hats if you decide to go on the boat. Boat stream. Haven't done one of those in a long time, no? Boat stream would be nice. Not now though. But it would be super nice. Like, one idea I had was to take the ferry. So there's a ferry from Takamatsu to Kobe. It takes 4.5 hours. I was kind of thinking about doing that. I could probably not stream from the ferry, but at least I could shoot a 4K video. And then I would take the boat through the Seto Inland Sea, which can be gorgeous, especially if you do it like around sunset time. It's so beautiful. But I just sadly don't think I have time for that this time. But like I said, I hope I can come back here on a trip when I have more time, and just focus on shooting videos and go on walks with you. That would be great. So we're back where we started today's stream. Over there is the Takamatsu station. So now we will head down to the city center. Umie, right. Let me input that in my map and see if we can go there today. Yeah. Okay, it's 650 meters away from where I am now. Ah, but it's... I see. Ah, it's like the complete opposite direction. Like, I'm planning to walk down to the city center now, Umie, then I would have to walk back up to the waterfront area. So I'm afraid that won't really work time-wise, because I can't stream for more than 2 hours today, and we're already at 1 and 20 minutes. So if you could find a coffee shop around the Shotengai streets, that would be great. Ah, Tracy, thank you so much for the super chat. Have a good day, T. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Minami Coffee. Minami Coffee. Minami Coffee. 1 kilometer, so 1 kilometer away. But that looks more to be in the area where I'm heading. Yeah. Okay. It looks like the place where I kind of have to sit inside though. Not sure if a place, like it's more of a kissaten, like the old traditional Japanese coffee shop, which I generally really enjoy those, but they're usually not that good for takeout, and also they tend to only have like drip coffee. Ideally I would like to have a good cappuccino or cafe latte, but I guess I can't have it all. Ah, Jenny, thank you so much for the 10 Australian dollars. Brunch eats. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. You're so generous. Also, thank you so much for gifting me Cyberpunk 2077. I'm really curious about that game. I heard so many mixed messages about it, but now I have it thanks to Jenny. So she was very generous. So I will hopefully have some time sometime soon to actually sit down and give it a bit of a, give it some of my time. Yeah, I was very pleased to see that my new laptop handles Cyberpunk very well. It looked gorgeous. You could play it on pretty high settings. It looked really good and it was very smooth. So I'm looking forward to explore that world at some point. If I ever will have time, I don't know. Yeah, all the controversies about it. My hotel is just down here, so I'm staying at a very central place today, or not today. This stay. So that's quite convenient. Can anyone look up if what I said earlier is actually true, that Takamatsu has the longest shotengai in all of Japan? I guess that's also kind of difficult to define. Like, what's a shotengai when you think about it?さんは何人家族ですか？何人家族？3人です。子供1人だけです。 total length. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because there's like, it's not one street here, it's like a network of Shotengai. You will see soon. It's claimed to be the longest covered shopping arcade in Japan with a combined length of nearly 2.7 kilometers. There you have it. Yeah, that's kind of the what I was reading as well. This area is called Hyogomachi. And this is where we will enter the Shotengai area. Here you have it. Peter Charles, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Oh, I need to sneeze. Let's see. Oh, I'm like borderline sneezing. But I think this one kind of died out. Sanuki Shokudo. Mengyo. So you will see so many udon restaurants in this place, in this town. They're just everywhere. I don't know, feels like we're still a little bit early. Many shops aren't open yet, or maybe because it's Sunday, I don't know. Maybe some shops are not open on Sundays. In Tokyo, like, all shops are open on Sundays, but it could be different. This one is for rent. If anyone wants to start a coffee shop serving delicious espresso or cafe lattes and can do so within the next 30 minutes, please go ahead and let me know. I will promote you on this stream. Love how we were walking down a pier one moment, then on a castle, and now we're in a covered arcade. Yeah, that's nice with smaller cities, that everything is just so accessible. I really enjoy that. How much would it cost to rent a shop on average? I don't know. I have no idea how much it would be here. So as you can see, it's like, it's not one Shotengai. It's like this one basically goes down as far as I can see with my eyes from here. I'll zoom in a little bit, but yeah. And then there's like another equally long one that runs parallel with this. And then there's also this one that I was walking, and there will be several other intersecting streets. So yeah, pretty interesting place. And also the architecture here gave me a little bit of European vibes. More people keeps dropping in. Let's see, it would be wonderful if we could pass 400 viewers today. It's a weekend after all, but I know that streams from other cities than Tokyo are just not that popular. Here's a big Daiso for all you Daiso fans out there. Well, I guess I could always get a coffee at Dutour. I'd rather go to Dutour than Starbucks. Yeah, it does a tiny bit maybe remind me of that one in Milan as well. Difference is that everything here looks so new. Especially this block here, it's very modern. I'm sorry, the chat is just a little bit too busy. I'm not able to read everything you say. I don't know, maybe we should just focus on walking. Then I can have my coffee after the stream. Since I don't have that much time now, I guess we should not spend too much time on coffee hunting. But of course, if I found a promising coffee shop, I will grab my coffee. Otherwise, I will just focus on exploring these streets with you. Lima Coffee Roasters, okay. Is it on this street? See, since I switched off that app, which is supposed to make my stream more stable, since I switched off that app, it actually became much more stable. I don't think we've had any hiccups since then. Bit of a wonder. Thank you. Good to see you here as well. Konnichiwa. Yeah, that was pepper. We don't see those that often anymore. They used to be everywhere a couple of years ago. They had pepper everywhere, but these days it's not so popular. And I think I read that SoftBank, which is the company that actually makes them and sells them, I think that they were going to stop supporting them. I think people have to kind of pay a monthly fee to have them. I'm not sure. I'm sure this street looks great at night. Looks like there's a bunch of restaurants and bars down there. Oh yeah, here's Muji, where I got my extra warm long johns yesterday that I'm currently wearing. They're so nice. I'm not cold at all now. I'm a bit surprised to see that they have a Marimekko store here too. Good to see a part of Scandinavia represented. Muji is good. Yeah, I agree. I like Muji. I like their design. Almost like an Apple store, but not exactly an Apple store. Wow, look at these fluffy fellas. Some sort of market going on here. Muffins, bonsai. They sell a little bit of everything. This is a sweets shop. Yay, we just passed 400 viewers. Wonderful. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to this walk in Takamatsu, which is in Shikoku. About 5 hours by train from Tokyo. A map of this walk will be posted on my Patreon after the stream. There you can also find maps from my other recent streams, as well as some Patreon only live streams and so on. So if you're new to this channel but want to help out and support me, join me on Patreon is by far the best way for you to do so. The link is in the video description. So let's continue. Yeah, it suddenly got quite crowded actually. Tokushima. It's a black sheep. It's not a coffee shop. Looks like a sweet shop. Yeah, crepes and stuff. It's the highest number of viewers you had during a live. Last winter I had more viewers than I do now. So I think at one point I had like 900 viewers at the stream, which I do think is the record. These days like 500 is a pretty good number. Here's some coffee shop. Cafe gallery. Let's see. I'm not sure if it's the kind of place where I could comfortably just walk in with my camera. I think I'll just have the coffee after the stream. I want to explore these streets with you before it's too late. Oh, gelato. Maybe I will have some gelato after the stream as well. There's another udon shop. Yeah, I can't remember any longer or bigger shopping street that I've seen. Osaka has a few really long ones though, but I think this one is even longer than that, especially considering that there's a parallel street similar in length to this one. For the Totoro fans out there, little Ghibli shop. Let's see if this music will give us any problems later. Worst case, I have to remove the audio from this part. Residential towers here as well. Yeah, I don't know. This music can be a bit hit and miss. Sometimes it's fine, but sometimes if it's like a cover of some licensed song, it could trigger the YouTube warning system. I think this should be fine. Oh, I hear someone playing Taiko no Tatsujin. I hear someone's playing Taiko no Tatsujin. Let's take a peek. Oh, this is interesting. Kind of capsule vending machine where you can win things such as a vacuum cleaner or a Famicom Mini or a Switch or just some potato chips. This looks okay, it's a bakery. That's quite nice. Crêpe de Giraffe. Okay, interesting name. I guess let's just continue straight until we reach the end. I don't think I have time to show you all the side streets. Here's a pretty big drugstore. Drugstores don't only sell drugs, they also sell plenty of snacks, as you can see. Yeah, drugs like Pocky and chocolate. Those are drugs too. Sugar is indeed a drug. Not open, but if it was, I would have been curious about this. Record Cafe, Mimosa Bird. 見てますか？見てますか？あ。So let's see. Oh, it just never ends. Like, it goes on so far down there. But around here, many shops are closed actually. Closed or empty. Doesn't feel as Genki compared to the beginning of this street. This looks like a little coffee roastery. Shop Bean. but it's not open. Nothing around here is open. Oh well, this is also a coffee shop. What did you say to that person? No, he was like looking at me, and then he was looking at his phone, and then he was looking at me again, and then he was looking at his phone. So I was like asking if he was watching my stream, but I think I didn't express myself clearly enough. And again, maybe some of these shops are closed because it's Sunday. Doesn't have to mean that they're out of business. I think it ends. This might be the last block. What are the chances of that happening? It happens. It has happened several times actually. I think sometimes when people see me, their instinct is to kind of look at YouTube and maybe see if someone is streaming from that area. It happened in Kichijoji, it happened in Ueno, and I think a couple of more times as well. Still haven't had lunch. You know what that means. Banners promoting mask wearing. Yeah, pretty sure that it does. Yeah. Yeah, lots of shops are closed here. But yeah, it does indeed stop here. And we're pretty close to 2 hours, so I think the end of this street will be a good place to wrap up today's stream. Thank you everyone who joined me. Hope you enjoyed this little morning tour of Takamatsu City. Very amazing stream. Thank you, Visionary. Thank you. Down there you see a mountain. And that mountain is pretty close to the garden. Like the garden where I walked yesterday. I think I'm not too far off from there now. But anyway, thank you so much. I will be here until tomorrow, so I'm not sure if there will be time for another stream, but I think I have at least one more 4K video for you. Maybe more than that, we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon again. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Hej då. Auf Wiedersehen. またね。